Considering that a lot of different things change in your life, your purpose in itself changes. As you get older, as you go through different events in your life, your purpose does change. My name is Marcus. This is Discover Ignite, where we discover possibilities, ignite change. And here on this channel, what I like to do is to provide you guys some advice on things that I am personally going through life and experiencing, and help you guys along your journey in life. If it sounds like something you're interested in, remember to subscribe and to also hit that like button. But today we want to talk about purpose. How do you find your purpose? One thing I've found when going through life is that you do have different events that occur in your life that can dramatically change your purpose, right? Maybe you go through your whole life and you don't really know why you haven't found your purpose. Maybe there's something that hasn't driven you to want to do something, right? Maybe there's something that hasn't driven you to want to write a book. Maybe there's a book is something that you've always wanted to do, you haven't found the motivation, and you figure by creating this book that you could essentially spread your word, right, and help improve other people's lives because you have improved your life. Perhaps there's other things, right? Perhaps you found your purpose in helping those in need. Perhaps you find your purpose in being, financially free. There are many different reasons to find your purpose. And ultimately, it's taken me many different times. My purpose in my life is changed dramatically. There was a time in my life before children when, my purpose was just to live day by day, right? To go out and live for the party. And then my purpose changed to essentially focusing on my children. Now, your purpose can change dramatically. And again, it can go back to not understanding what your purpose is. But I think the biggest thing here is to try to experience as much as possible. This is why on this channel I talk a lot about following your curiosity, because my curiosity has led me to some amazing discoveries, some amazing perspective shifts. And that is the biggest thing, right, is to experience things and find out what fulfills you. And it took me a lot of time. So to think that you're just going to find that one thing, like the next time you do a little bit of research and you find that thing, you're like, man, you know what? This thing is what's going to change my life. And a lot of times those things that you don't think will change your life, they make some of the biggest changes in your life. So to find purpose, you have to experience. And one thing I've always found too that might actually help you is to realize that, a lot of things, people may say things are a specific way. This is what goes back into the whole idea that, is that something I really want to do, right? Such and such may have said that, they experienced it, it wasn't a big thing, and so maybe I should just brush it off, right? And in my experience, you don't want to do that. You want to have your own experience, because not one shoe fits all. What works for some people doesn't work for other people. What some people may be interested in, another person may not be at all interested in, right? And so that's just the thing, is you have to go in and you have to experience it yourself and do as much as that as possible. I've gotten into some things lately that have really changed my life and really helped me become a better person, but not just a better person, but help me become more fulfilled in life. And by doing this, I've had to go out and experience a lot of things myself, right? A lot of times I like to experiment on myself and then do it that way, because by doing it that way, I know, right? I can also build my confidence realizing that, hey, I can do it myself. And I know a little bit about this arena. I may not be an expert on it, but I do know about the arena, right? I've swinging on the vines. I know what's going on, right? I know the basics, and that's ultimately what you want to do, especially in an environment nowadays where things are so fast, right? To be an expert in any field nowadays is something that I don't think is possible, because things are changing so dramatically. And one thing we don't realize is that technology is changing so much as well that to keep up is near impossible. And to find a purpose in this chaos, right, is to pick out those couple things that really really make you happy. And that can take some finding, right? That can take some soul searching. And one of the biggest reasons why I push something like meditation as well, because in doing a lot of meditation, I've found it has really centered me and has really kept me whole and has really stopped me from judging stuff, right? Now, I've never really kind of been the person that judges things. But when you get in this meditative state, in this mindful state in which you stop judging stuff, right? And you just kind of go with the flow, you try to experience yourself, whether it's a good or bad experience, you can say you've done it, right? You've lived through that. So now you can have your own opinions about that thing because you've actually done it. And you realize by doing this, you'll find those things that fulfill you, right? Because that's ultimately what you're looking for, is something that fulfills your purpose here, right? We have to feel like we're part of something. We have to feel like we are accomplishing something that makes us happy, that brings us joy, that allows us to share with others, allows us to do many other different things, right? And to do that, you have to experiment. You have to be curious, you have to go out and do different things. And you realize by doing this that you find purpose. And I think purpose is not just a single thing, right? I think purpose is finding a couple different things that improve your life, right? Improve everything about your life, your happiness, your joy, your excitement, your motivation. There's ups, there's downs, right? This is just life. It has ups and downs, but to find those avenues that make you fulfilled and make you enjoy life and not just worry about when the week is over and during the weekend I can relax and I can do this, right? It's more about going out and enjoying something, right? And looking forward to something. Maybe it's starting a business, right? Maybe that will help you become more fulfilled and find purpose into what you're doing in life. And even with that, right, there's a multitude of different categories you can go in business, right? That you can do business in. Perhaps write books, right? Maybe you can be a distributor, or maybe you can get into e-commerce or something like that, right? There's many different things, and even there's categories of subcategories, right? And there's many different things that can help find purpose in life. And so to just pick one thing, right? Maybe you don't have any purpose right now and you find a little bit of purpose in something, and maybe you go 110% in that one thing. Or maybe you're like me and you find a bunch of different avenues that essentially all ties into finding a purpose. And then by doing this and essentially putting all these categories together, you feel fulfilled. You feel excited. You feel excited to get up in the morning, right? That's ultimately what you want to do. Is when you find your purpose, you're excited about the days. You're not looking forward to Friday, right? Because then you can do whatever you want at that point. You're looking for specific days, right? You look forward to the next day to accomplish whatever tasks that you want to complete to make yourself fulfilled, to make yourself happy. And so by finding purpose, I don't believe there's any practical things, right? Aside from going out and looking for something in life that will help you feel fulfilled. And that takes experience, that takes researching stuff. It may take reading a couple different books. It may take watching a documentary that you normally don't even watch, right? And it's by exploring those different things that you don't typically do, is getting outside of the normal habits that you have and seeing those other things and finding out what works and realizing that, hey, like myself, I wasn't vegan, right? I explored veganism and I found something that dramatically opened my eyes to a lot of different things in life. It dramatically improved my health, dramatically improved a lot of different things in my life. And so it's caused this butterfly effect essentially to make me go out and explore other things that I thought, I just blew off before. And so that's ultimately what you want to do in finding your purpose, is going outside your normal habits and doing those things that will challenge you, that will allow you to see things differently and get new perspective. And that will ultimately help you find purpose in life. And even still, right, like even for myself, my purposes will change throughout the years. My purposes changed in the past couple of years. My purposes will change more so in the future, right? So we have to be aware that your purpose may change. You may come across something new that changes your purpose, that changes your reason, or there may be an event that changes your purpose, changes your reasoning to what you're doing in life. And so remember, if you do enjoy this video, to hit the like button on the way out. Until next time, I will see you guys later.